Hello everyone. I have been doing a bit of going through footage that I haven't edited yet throughout the year, and I'm going to be able to put a few kind of review of 2013 videos together. Really I'm procrastinating because I should be getting on with this university work that I've got to do. But anyway, this video is a video that I recorded a few weeks ago when I first got this new vlogging camera rather than using my phone. But I still haven't quite got used to the fact that it will just stop after 15 minutes. So the end of it is kind of cut off. So I thought I'd do a little introduction and an ending to this. So here we go. It's before I got my hair cut. It's a little bit short, isn't it? But here's a little chatty video from a few weeks ago. Hello everyone. Haven't really done a talkie video for a while, and every time I do a talkie video it's usually because it's something I've been thinking about a lot and thinking through, and this is something that I have definitely been thinking about and analysing and going through, and it's kind of a couple of topics. As you know, we lived in Brazil last year and we prepared as much as we could for the cultural differences. We've been friends with Brazilians for a long time. We've visited Brazil on quite a few occasions, and we had a lot of preparation as well from Brazilian friends that lived here, people who understood about culture shock. And I just thought culture shock was when you found differences in the culture that you weren't expecting, and I just always thought that yeah, you need to be prepared to take a little while to adjust, but the more you understand about the culture, the better prepared you are. Since living abroad and then returning home and then hearing all about how there's going to be re-entry shock as well, I think those little curves that you see, graphs, I'll probably slot one in here at this point, of your emotions and how you're feeling are right, but I never heard anybody say anything other than, oh, it's when you're not expecting people to say something the way they do or do something the way they do. There's nothing to do with that at all. I think you can get as prepared as possible for all those kinds of things. I think in life in general, you go into shock when people say things that like undermine you or undermine your work, or you know, are just generally difficult, unkind things that people say that can really throw you into shock. But I'm beginning to understand stress and anxiety way better than I ever did before. I've seen lots of people's videos that talk about how, oh, I'm sorry I haven't done a video for a while, I go through these things where my mind shuts down and etc, and I become overwhelmed. And I've always thought, yeah, I suffer from like things like that, and that there's something wrong with me and I, you know, need sorting out. And I'm realising now it is totally the same for everyone. We're all in the same boat, and different things that we go through increase our anxiety levels, and I think we don't recognise that. I think somehow we think that there's something wrong with us, and we think there's something wrong with our brains. We think that we suffer from depression or something like that. No, it's the brain's safety valve when there is too much anxiety, when the anxiety levels are too high. It's your brain's safety valve. And in recognising more, oh, I'm going through more stress than I normally do, I'm realising how most of the times that I've experienced like a, you know, going into paralysis or, you know, feeling like a kind of depression, it is probably totally because of things I'm going through, things that have happened to me, things that people have said, things that people have done, or just generally stressful things happening in life. In relation to culture shock, the anxiety levels and the stress levels, I've realised are pretty much just because of your brain recalibrating stuff all the time. And it's as simple as that. Just things like people walk differently. They walk differently in the UK than they do in Brazil. They dress differently, and that's fine. And you can kind of analyse it and clock it and kind of go, oh yes, that's different, oh, people would wear that in this situation and that in this situation, and what clothes have I got? But once you've analysed it, your brain is still working on it in the background. Things like you drive on a different side of the road and your steering wheel's on a different side. That's fine. I'm fine with driving on the other side of the road. I'm fine with driving in a car with a steering wheel on the other side. But you go to the supermarket and you come out and you try to get in the wrong side of the car. And when you come back to the UK, the same thing happens. And it's not that you haven't prepared yourself and that you know that the wheel is on that side. It's just there are so many things that you do automatically, and there are so many things that you've built up in your life over a long period of time, and they're just automatically there. And I do this when I need help from a friend, I do this when I need cheering up, and do this for fun. And you go to another country and none of those things are there, and you've got to I was going to say Portuguese word then, you've got to build them up in your life again, and then you come back to the UK, and yes, it's easier in a way because all the things are kind of to hand, but your life has gone completely out of routine. The path that you were on in life is not there anymore. You're on a different path. People that you were walking on a path with are further down the path, and you've got to catch them up and find out what they've been doing. And all this is a lot of recalculating for your brain, so much recalculating for your brain that although you don't think anything stressful is happening at all, your stress levels are like this all the time, and then every now and then you just go, that's enough, can't do any more, or your brain does that for you. So yeah, just a little bit of a different insight into culture shock, a little bit of a different take on culture shock and re-entry shock. But at the same time, people who are suffering from stress, anxiety, having panic attacks, I think it's just exactly the same thing. I think it's just, we expect so much of people in society, and when you can't deal with it, it's like, oh, there's something wrong, oh, you suffer from panic attacks, or you suffer from anxiety. No, we all do, we're human beings. It's just being able to recognise what things increase our anxiety levels and building in coping mechanisms for things that are unexpected that happen, and coping mechanisms to try and make sure that the anxiety levels don't build up as well. And obviously people do things like eat to cope, drink to cope, do fitness. So some coping mechanisms are better than others, some are more to hand than others. Do you know, I think for me, making YouTube videos has been a coping mechanism. So yeah, that's where it got cut off. Talking about coping mechanisms, and that's probably a whole topic for another video. And also I would like to do another video about coping mechanisms and resolving things that you're thinking about, and that's going to reduce your stress levels as well, and different techniques I've been learning in relation to that. So, but I'd really love it if you guys commented below on coping mechanisms that you've come across, whether you agree with what I'm talking about in terms of like stress levels and anxiety levels and the effect that they have on you, or any of your experiences about culture shock. So bye for now.